Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming with Lilo. I've been playing Monster Hunter quite often. There's a reason why I haven't been making any as much normal videos and haven't made a normal one in a very long time, just streaming and stuff, but I've been playing Monster Hunter quite often and I've been having some issues with multiplayer hunts, and especially with my immediate play group, that a lot of them tend to use bows because I would imagine that they're scared of getting hit by the monster, fainting and failing the quest, and kind of being a general hindrance to the party itself. So the bow, my issue with the bow is that it doesn't do a whole lot of damage if you don't have a specialized build for it. And hopefully this will be a quick run through of what my endgame bow build would look like. Now I'm going to do this just an armor set portion, and then a portion where you add the decorations that I would recommend as well. I know sometimes it's hard when you don't have the gems to do it, but this is the build that I've been using for a little bit now. It seems pretty good. Everyone knows the good old Diablos Coil Bender. The last upgrade of the Diablos tree. It has the highest raw attack, has a negative 30 affinity, but that's fine. It's 264 attack without anything on there. You can use close power and paralysis files. So we're using this because it has such a really high raw damage, so you can take advantage of Dragon Piercer and all that good stuff. So with Diablo's Helm, we're going to go critical draw. We have special ammo boost with the Kaiser Mail. The Basil Van Braces will give us more critical draw. So you have 1 point critical draw over, mostly because it's the Basil gives 2 and a 3 slot gem, and then the Diablos gives 2 and a 2 slot gem, so that's pretty good. You have attack boost with the Nergigante Coil, more attack boost with the Dober Greaves, and a little bit of stamina surge. I know it's very good for the bow to dash around and charge your bow and everything, so it's helping your stamina recover is not always terrible. So you have the Penetration Charm, which is very, very crucial to the build. If you can't make this, then you could probably farm for the jewel, the decoration itself, or you can make the Wrath Soul Coil, and that will give you the skill penetration shots or whatever. So what this all does, this whole build focuses entirely on critical draw and Dragon Piercer. So you have your attack boost to boost up the damage of that Dragon Piercer. You have your critical draw, and your critical draw is whenever you draw, you have 100% affinity. Now this is a natural negative affinity, so that's okay. So it'll put you at, I think it was 30% affinity. Yeah. So it'll put you at exactly 70% affinity for attacking and everything, which is pretty good for a weapon that starts off with minus 30% affinity. So everything all included. So you want to, there we go. You want to do the piercing shots and the stamina surge. So this will give an extra 20% power to the Dragon Piercer, and this will give an extra 20% power to the Dragon Piercer again. So it's over 40% damage boost to the Dragon Piercer itself. Now, how the build works is normally you want to run up, draw your weapon using your R2 to whip it out, and then go straight into a Dragon Piercer after you hit the second charge on your bow, and it hits for 77 on a crit. Now we'll try one more time, see what we can get. 77 seems to be the good one, and those are all critting. So on this little wooden pole, and that's normally what I've been getting from monsters. Like you get up into like the mid, not I wouldn't say mid, but lower hundreds, like 120 on some monsters with weak points. But another crucial part of the build is you want to use the power coating. Now this, we were hitting 77, and let's draw again. Draw using R2 charged up, and then Dragon Pierce. And that hits 102. So it's a very, very substantial difference using the power coating. So that's quick rundown of the build itself. This is all you need for it, and it's got a good amount of gem slots. So if you do have some gems, you can slot some stuff in. So we're gonna go over the build now with if I put the gems back in, and we'll see how she goes. So we come over here and change my stuff. So now with the gems in there, we have critical boost plus level 5, critical draw level 3, weakness exploit plus level 2, Special boost 2, speed eating, piercing shots, critical eye, stamina surge, and non-elemental boost. Now these might be a little tricky to come across. So we got the first, let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at my decorations over here, I bet. So decorations, so the first one with the coil bender is totally optional. Definitely optional. I really enjoy the Gobbler jewels, so you can put anything else. You can put the health on there if you want, or an attack jewel for anything other. If you have multiple attack jewels, I'd recommend putting another attack jewel in there. But the Gobbler makes you consume items very quickly. It's super helpful for potions and cool drinks and everything. If you think it takes a long time to use any of those mid-battle, this is a very good skill to have. Now this one's tough. This one I've grinded for a little while. By little I mean a long time. It raises the base attack for non-elemental weapons, which is extremely good for the coil bender. And now we're at 308. And we're at 270 I think before. So that's a pretty substantial boost in damage. So that one you'll have to grind a little bit for that one, unfortunately. But if you don't, you can slot in any other jewel you have in there. Probably another tenderizer jewel if you have another one. I know everyone has an attack jewel if you finish the game. That's just easy. Throw that in, gives you the 5th level. Expert jewel. This is a flex slot again. I thought another little bit of affinity couldn't hurt, and so we'll be at 73 affinity while we're trying to get crits. Tenderizer jewel, more affinity. Even your dragon piercing the length of a monster. There's a lot of critical spots you can potentially hit through there, and having a weakness exploit on there is actually pretty nice. And so that makes up for the negative 30 on the bow itself. So entirely we have about 100%, more than 100% to crit when you hit a weak spot. So you'll be doing a lot of damage at this point. And so that's the jewels that puts you at. And so let's see what we can do for. Let's try without the power coating. We're hitting 77. Oh, put the power coating back on there. Charge it up twice, Dragon Pierce, and see what we can get. 84. So we'll try one more time. Yep, 84 is what we're looking at. And so now with power coating, you put it on there. Draw and shoot. And you're looking at 112. So I believe it was 100 and a little over 100 last time. I can't remember, but the jewels will increase the damage pretty well, pretty good, and the weakness exploit's really going to help with the crits, the piercing shots last time, and the extra level of attack boost. Critical eye is going to help with your critting with your affinity, and your non-elemental boost is a huge bonus to damage, which is really nice. So yeah, that's been the end game bow build that I have come up with, the non-elemental one. If you want to use a more element-based bow build, I think that's a little bit worse than this one, because this one's a more universal and you can take it anywhere. If you make an elemental bow build, you kind of gotta like choose between which monster has what weakness to what, and so this one you can just take it and hit stuff with a stick essentially until they die. So yeah, so that's been the bow build. I might do another one of these depending on requests, I guess, if I have a request for like dual blades or insect glaive. But like I said, I've been having a lot of trouble with multiplayer, and if anyone in my immediate friendly group sees this and can try to make this, I think it will definitely increase the damage boost for the DPS that the monster's having, because having a couple people with unoptimized bow builds pecking away at a monster that has buffed up health, well, 1 to 2 people try and take it down with their optimized builds is kind of not great. It makes it not very fun to hunt with friends because you got to do that much extra work. So yeah.